Right here, Mr. Jeff Motley. He's a new author. The book is Soul-Centered. Hello, Jeff Motley.
Hey, how you doing? How's everybody?
I'm doing great, man. I tell you, I visited that website, soulcenteredllc.com, and I saw the video clip, and all I had to do was click on clips, and there was this video of you really asking some very, very powerful questions. What inspires you to write and recite?
I've been writing since I was 9 years old. I started off just, writing journals. What actually inspired me to write that poem, Something to Think About, was just stuff that's going on in the news. There was just so much going on that I just had questions. So pretty much what that poem is, it's just a whole bunch of questions that I had, and I just took those questions and just made it a poem.
You asked one question. I want to see if you can answer it here. You said, why does it cost more to adopt a white or an Asian child than to adopt a black child?
It's a very good question. To be honest with you, that's one of the reasons why I put it in a poem, because I'd like to know myself. Why are black children cheap to adopt than, Asians and whites? I don't get it.
People will go out of this country,
right,
to get themselves an Asian child, which I'm not arguing against it.
Right.
And we got free black children all around.
Exactly, all over the place,
I'll give you something. Oh, my goodness.
The book Soul-Centered, The Thoughts, Emotions, and Poetry of Jeff Motley is based on experiences, consequences, and truth. They may not be my experiences, they may be someone else's. Like, for example, I can have a conversation with you, and we talk about something that happened in your life. And when I get off the phone with you, I'm saying to myself, wow, if that happened to me, what would I do? I'm able to, talk about things and make them funny, like, being stuck in traffic, knowing somebody that is a good friend of yours that stinks, and you don't know how to tell them, but you need to tell them, but you're not sure how to tell them, so stuff like that. And again, I talk about love and death and faith. The book is a big melting pot.
How can we get a hold of the book?
Well, the book is available in Barnes & Nobles. It's available in Borders. You can actually log on to my website and order it through there. There's a link that you can click on that'll take you directly to Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, or Borders. My website is www.soul-centered.com. Also, you can send me an email at soul@hotmail.com.
And also, when they visit your website, they can the listeners can also click on clips and watch you perform.
Yes,
some of your poetry. What advice do you have for raising children? I mean, I've heard rap music that made me cringe, but then again, I might be an old fogey. There were folks who didn't think rock and roll was such a good thing for me to listen to when I was growing up in the 60s. But my question to you is, what advice do you have for raising children? After that, a little advice about the rap music.
We have to step up to the plate and be parents. We as adults, as parents, we have to be able to step into our children's world and find out what their likes are, what their dislikes are. We have to get into them. We have to find out what's going on in their world, because as parents, we get caught up in, we have to go to work and then our extracurricular activities outside of work, and we don't spend enough time with the children. I think that's where it starts.
All right. I hope you didn't avoid my question about rap music.
No, absolutely not. No, not at all.
Can we go there?
Yes, we sure can. I grew up listening to rap music. Just give you a little history about me. My father was a big R&B and jazz fan. He listened to a lot of, for example, James Brown, Ahmad Jamal, Cannonball Adderley, Marvin Gaye. When I came home from school, he would sit in his chair and smoke his pipe and just have his eyes closed. And I'm like, what in the world is he doing? But it wasn't until I got older that I realized, okay, he's feeling what Marvin Gaye is singing. He's feeling what Bob James is playing, what Cannonball Adderley is playing. He's feeling that. And, again, like I said, I didn't understand it until I got older. I used to sneak into his record stash and pull out, Curtis Blow, Sugar Hill Gang. That's where it all started for me. And I listened to it, and I liked it because it had a nice little beat, and it was something that, that you can dance to. And back then, that's when people used to break dance and stuff. And I just really got into it. Now, as I got older, I learned to respect what the pioneers did. Like, for example, Africa Bambaataa, who paved the way for your artists today, like Common and Talib Kweli and Mos Def, De La Soul. And those are the artists that I listen to because there's a message in their music. I want to be able to leave something behind after I'm dead and gone. I want people to pick my book up after I'm dead and gone 50 years later and say, man, this was a deep brother. No disrespect to any of the other artists. I'm all about trying to make a change and getting people to think about the consequences before they actually react.
All right, folks, he did dance around the topic, but that's okay. He didn't knock anybody. He didn't make any enemies in that gender of music. Very political. In fact, speaking of politics, we have a new president.
Yes.
What advice would you have for President Barack Obama?
And the only advice that I have for President Barack Obama is for him to follow his heart.
All right.
So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Let your light so shine. And then we'll see your good work.
Right.
By your father.
Exactly.
SoulCenteredLLC.com.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The name of the book is called Soul Centered, The Thoughts, Emotions, and Poetry of Jeff Motley. It's available at Barnes & Nobles, Borders, etc.
Well, this is John Carrington from Maryland Funtown. I want to thank Jeff Motley for being a part of our show.